Now, a standoff is brewing, and that's between the economic freedom fighters and National Assembly Speaker Thoko Didiza. The dispute centers on Didiza's refusal to authorize subpoenas for two pivotal figures. That's private investigator O'Sullivan and businessman Brown Mogotsi. Both men were called to testify before the Ad Hoc Committee that's investigating allegations of criminal infiltration and political interference in the South African Police Service. Let's speak to EFF National Chairperson Nontando Nolujunga, who joins us now. Nontando, thank you so much for the time. Let's just speak about how exactly you would interpret the refusal to the subpoenas for both Brown Mogotsi and O'Sullivan. Do you think this undermines Parliament's constitutional duty in many ways?
Thank you very much, and greetings to you and the viewers. I think it's important, first of all, for us to go back and for the viewers to understand that it was the EFF that labeled a motion for the establishment of the Ad Hoc Committee. As a result of this process, South Africans have now become aware of the reasons why there is such criminality levels in this country. They now know that there are names of individuals in high places that are being mentioned. So it's important for us then to look at these two individuals and understand who these two individuals are. You will recall that immediately after General Mkhwanyazi had exposed of what was happening, O'Sullivan was decampaigning, was on TV on a daily basis, speaking ill of the general. So it's important for us to understand who O'Sullivan is. O'Sullivan is a private individual who operates as a self-styled anti-corruption consultant with well-documented proximity to the ANC figures, especially the president. He has publicly claimed influence within law enforcement and security institutions and acted as a consultant in the aftermath of the Phala scandal, including claims that he assisted in cleaning up the matter.
Okay.
So that is O'Sullivan. Now let us go to Brown Mogotsi. That's just a summary about O'Sullivan, who has even threatened witnesses. Brown Mogotsi is politically connected individual, closely associated with the ANC as well.
Sure.
Internal processes, and with senior leaders. So let us then come to the Speaker. The Speaker's response to the O'Sullivan and Brown Mogotsi matter by refusing to subpoena them as per the request. It is very late and it's very selected with no credible security assessment presented. She had the duty. She had the duty.
Yeah.
And the ANC, because remember, this is an ANC-led, they are the majority, and the DA are the majority in this ad hoc committee.
Sure.
So, the security assessment is not the committee's responsibility. If there was a real threat, the Speaker should have acted decisively months ago. Now, neither O'Sullivan nor Mogotsi produced any independent security assessments, while O'Sullivan is the one who threatened the witness.
Okay, fair enough. Look, I think the things you make note of are the things that I think we're very well aware of. We've highlighted quite significantly on the channel as well. And that's why I wanted to ask you about Parliament's constitutional duty. Does this hurt the credibility of Parliament now? And as yourselves then, as the EFF, where to from here?
Definitely remember the duty of the legislature is to hold the executive accountable. Hence, we had asked for the establishment of the Ad Hoc Committee because it is the responsibility of the legislature to do oversight. You look at the Madlanga Commission, that was the executive decisions. And remember, the president has no obligation to act on the recommendations of the Madlanga Commission. And we, as the Ad Hoc Committee, we can then take the matter further.
All right, so that is the plan, to actually take the matter further from here. What exactly does that mean?
Now, first of all...
What is it that you're going to do?
first of all, the extension was given up until the 20th of February. The ad hoc went to Parliament and asked for an extension. So the first step would be for us to go back to Parliament and ask for an extension. That is exactly what we're going to do, because there is a lot that has not been exposed in terms of Paul O'Sullivan's proximity to the ANC and what he has been up to, and also Brown Mogotsi.
Okay. One thing that we must make note of quite vehemently is that the ANC did also respond to this. And
Yes.
they've defended the decision that she's made, saying that it is within her discretion to do so. How do you respond to that as a defense by the African National Congress? And do you see it as a political shielding, particularly of individuals, as you would have said even yourself, are connected?
Okay. Now, the delay by the Speaker, she should have responded to Paul O'Sullivan's matter in October or November last year. And any processes that needed to be done would have been concluded by now. And we would have had Paul O'Sullivan and Brown Mogotsi. For them to delay it up until now and then put that as an excuse, it is totally unacceptable.
Okay. Just maybe then finally, without these two testimonies of both of Brown Mogotsi and as well of Paul O'Sullivan, how likely is it that the ad hoc committee then will maybe not be able to reach the full truth when it comes to this investigation? Or is there an ability to do so without these two testimonies, do you think?
They are two crucial, important witnesses. We need them. We need them to come to the committee and explain to us what is exactly happening, because they have been mentioned, people have been listening, they're implicated throughout. You would see that General Kwanazi had text messages between Brown Mogotsi and Brown Mogotsi and Ket Matlala.
Yep.
So there is a lot that needs to be out there to be exposed. There's a lot that they're hiding, hence this delay. And we feel that the ANC is part and parcel of it. As I have said, that they should have done the security checks long before, because there is no security thread that have been able to say these people cannot come because of ABC. We are only told now that she can't do it because we must first do it. Something that they should have done long time ago. So we feel that there is definitely a plot to protect these two individuals. In fact, not these two individuals. They are protecting the names that are going to come out from these two individuals.
Sure. All right. Very interesting one as well here. We're looking towards then the extended piece of work that you say you're going to be putting forward and going back then to Parliament to extend and to ensure that you have both Paul O'Sullivan as well as Brown Mogotsi back or into this ad hoc committee for questioning. EFF Chairperson and Parliamentary Chief Whip, Nontando Noluchunga, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.